Sup, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Your boy, the Dread Man, is back, and I just want to give you guys my quick thoughts on the passing of the man, the myth, the legend, Marvel co-creator, writer, comic book artist, producer, Stan Lee. Now, I seen this news on Facebook like today at around 1:30 Eastern time. Right before I was about to go to work, I was like, nah, it can't be true. Let me do a little bit more digging before I make sure that it's true. Because you know how these death hoaxes are. And after that, found out that it's true. Stan Lee has passed at the age of 95 years old. Now, what the heck can I say that hasn't already been said? I mean, the man is a legend. And more recently, we've seen him make cameo after cameo in every last Marvel movie. And I think that he's already made cameo appearances. He's already pre-shot cameo appearances for Infinity War Part 2 or Avengers 4 and Captain Marvel. So I think it's safe to say that we're going to see Stan Lee in at least 2 to 3 more Marvel movies for him making cameos. But as far as what he meant to my generation, my generation, and our childhood, I mean, he put a huge stamp on our childhood. And he's been in this entertainment industry, he's been in this business for 70 years, ever since the early 1940s. And from 1940 to now, if you haven't picked up a comic book, watched a cartoon series, picked up a video game, bought an action figure, watched a movie, anything of the sort, with the Marvel logo on it, that enough is a tribute to Stan Lee. I mean, heck, you can pretty much see it all around my room. Stan Lee, he even made a video game cameo in this. Marvel Spider-Man, what the special edition PS4 too, rocking my Captain America shirt. But true, there was a time when, recently, I think like back in the late 80s, early 90s, when Marvel Studios actually was about to go bankrupt. And if it wasn't for the genius mind and the perseverance of Stan Lee, then hell, the Marvel Cinematic Universe as we know it might not even exist today. There would be no Marvel Cinematic Universe. And also, I've made a video before about my top 10 supervillains. I've meant to make a video of my top 10 superheroes, but I've talked about that in several other videos that I've made. But my number one favorite superhero of all time is Iron Man. Read it and weep. Yep, I had actually got this as a birthday present. The Invincible Iron Man. I forgot which issue this was. I think it's like one of the very first issues that came out. Now, as far as what Stan Lee, what the creation of Iron Man was for me is because you had all these superheroes like Superman and stuff like that, like God-like superheroes, Superman and Thor and Incredible Hulk, but Iron Man, like much like Batman in the DC universe, he meant something. He meant something special to me, and what he meant is that you can use your brain. Your brain alone is a superpower. You can be a genius and be a superhero. And Stan Lee, in that right, he was a genius. Which if Stan Lee and Jack Kirby birthed all of these comic book heroes and villains for us to enjoy over the past 70 years, then guess what? Look no further than them for superheroes. They're the superheroes of our generation, or at least they're as close to real life superheroes as we can get because they use their brains, they use their minds to entertain us. And as far as where Marvel goes from here, as far as creative control, who knows? At this point, anything could happen. But of course, all of us, we're never gonna forget Stan Lee. And another thing is that Stan Lee, he made it cool he's one of the people who made it cool to be a nerd. I consider myself to be like a comic book geek or a sci-fi nerd or something like that. And of course, you got other nerdy pioneers like George Lucas and the creators of the Star Wars universe and everything like that too. But you got guys like that who made it cool for people to express themselves, people to express who they are. That it's okay for you to believe in something even if everybody else doesn't. It's okay to dream. It's okay to have an idea that everybody else thinks is stupid. But you can take that idea and you can make something out of it. And that's what Stan Lee did. And shoot, I even have friends of mine who are comic book artists or who got into it. Like Stan Lee inspired so many people to actually want to make comic books and actually want to be comic book editors and writers. Like even me in high school, I was a comic book artist for my high school paper, and that's something that I did. And I actually did want to draw. I actually like in my high school years, I did want to. I had an anime that I wanted to create, but I just never really went forward with it. I never really got it off the ground. I had a couple people who helped me with the artwork, but that was about it. But just to wrap this up, this is just a quick fan tribute to Stan Lee, saying on behalf of me and all the Marvel fans and all the superhero comic book fans around the world, we just want to thank you. Excelsior.